Good morning. Welcome to Source Speaks. I need to close some windows by the looks of things because my video is going very slowly and I'm freezing. This show, my show, Source Speaks, Source's show, was inspired because I've been feeling the calling to help others realize who they really are. Hi Annette, is that you? To help others understand the depth of what it means to be the creator of your own life. Just before I got on here, I was having a chat to Source and the Angels, and I was getting all choked up and teary because they're here with us. Hi, whoever's watching. It's a very special morning. I just feel like it's not me here because I've tapped into, I've just said, whatever comes through this channel, I want it to be God's voice. I want it to be Source's voice, not my own. I want it to be for the people from you, the people who need to hear a message today, need to know that they are powerful and strong and they're gonna make it through whatever it is they're going through. So, is the video happening okay for you guys? Hi, Irene. Because it was freezing before. This is Source Speaks, and my little logo just disappeared. I've had a few glitches this morning, but here I am. Yay! Can you hear the beautiful music? The 528 hertz heart chakra music coming through. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in your heart? And you know what? It's gonna be a teary one. A teary one really usually means that I'm highly connected if I'm getting all teary and soft, or if I'm getting really intense and bossy, then that's also highly connected. Source and the Angels can get very bossy, especially when it comes to humans understanding their magical nature. And I've got my magical shirt on today. A magical unicorn. So if you're here, coming on, I'll keep repeating, you can come on the broadcast with me if you would like me to give you a personal facilitation. But first we will start an activation. So if you'd like to close your eyes and just start to tune into your breath and allow your feet to feel as though they're sinking right deep down into Mother Earth. Right deep down to the core of Mother Earth. Your feet are there and you're surrounded all the way up to your waist. Surrounded, cradled in the arms of Mother Earth. She's got you, she's taking your weight. And you can just relax as if you're being held by the most unconditionally loving Mother. Just relax. Let it go. Here I am. And from this relaxed state, you're then able to hear the messages that come to you specifically. Through whatever words are coming through me, the words are for you. When you're in a nice relaxed state. So from this place of feet deep down into Mother Earth, just breathe in and feel like your whole body is opening like a big wide pipe. So breathe in. Let go and just expand your energy. Expand the whole center of your being like a big wide pipe. That's the way. And on your next breath, breathing in the love from Mother Earth up through this vessel and out through your crown. And breathing in from the feet, up through this divine vessel, through this shimmering infinite field of possibilities that is you. And breathing in, And exhale through the crown, connecting up with Source and the angels, which we perceive to be above us. Breathing in from above and breathing it down through your body. Just let all that love come down from above, through the body and out through your feet. Breathing in from above again, down through the body and out through the feet. Being totally connected. So you are the conduit between heaven and earth. Yes? Yes. You want to agree with me. If something that I say seems really cool and really good, like for you, then you want to agree. You want to say yes to that. That's one of the ways that we talk to the universe, is by saying yes to the things that we know we want to be embodying. Yeah? So Irene, since you're the one there, feel free to pop in if you want to come into the broadcast for live facilitation, or you can just put a question in if you have a question. And in the meantime, I'm going to just tap in to what the message is today. They're really wanting us all to remember, to wake up. This is the time of awakening. We're meant to be remembering our magic. That's why I had to wear this shirt today. Remembering our magical nature. And understand that you're living a program. You're living in the Matrix. If you haven't seen the movie The Matrix, you need to see the movie The Matrix. Because we're living in this reality that we think is reality that isn't reality. This is the physical manifestation. This is the third dimensional world. But we are multi-dimensional beings, right? Yes? You want to say yes to that? It's a good idea to say yes to that. You're a multi-dimensional being. And right now, the time is ripe for us to be downloading and remembering all the powers that we actually have. The power to be happy in any given moment is there. When we detach from, just going to check and see if you have, yes, you're saying yes. Awesome. I'm glad you're saying yes, Irene. If you can think of people who you think need to see this broadcast, go ahead and share it. That would be awesome. I'm also going to put the link to come on to the broadcast in here in case you want to, or anyone else who shows up. There we go. If you want to come on, I can speak to you individually. So we're struggling. You know, are you struggling to keep that consistent vibration of knowing who you really are? Like, you might have moments where you're feeling like, yeah, you know, I really feel like I'm empowered, I'm on top of things, and I'm knowing who I am, and life is unfolding, and I can see magic happening. But in the next minute, you kind of like, yeah, but you know what happened? The magic stopped. Where did it go? You know, I was making money, now it's just disappeared. So that's just the activation of old programs that are still there, ready for you to awaken from. So the programs are constantly bringing up stuff. The universe, God, love, source is constantly bringing, I'll answer your question in just a second, is constantly bringing up stuff for healing. So it's not bringing up stuff because you suck or because you're doing something wrong. It's bringing up stuff because you're doing something right, because you're ready. You're ready to let go of the delusion of that program that keeps you stuck, not even living your life, because you're not living your life on purpose. Living life on purpose looks like you deciding what you're going to think, what you're going to speak, and what you're going to do. You deciding that, not waiting for somebody out there to tell you what to do, not waiting for life to change before you can, take the steps you want to do in your life. The message is that you need to take those steps regardless of what's going on in your life, simply because what's going on in your life is based on the past. So what's manifested in the present moment is actually the result of your past thinking and speaking and doing. So you need to come to a place where you're looking at the present moment looking for the signs that are there, that the new reality is unfolding. that you've been intending and that you've been co-creating the next moment, right? So the way you do that is when you notice. So I'll take your example, Irene. Irene says, how do I detach from pain? So you're talking physical pain? And just tell me a little bit about it. Is it physical pain or emotional pain? So pain always has a message, whether it's emotional pain or physical pain. Because physical pain is actually emotional pain that's been left unhealed. That's been a result of all the things that have happened in your childhood that were never healed properly. Does that make sense? Because we didn't know how to process all that when we were little, did we? And most of the time, the grown-ups in our lives had no idea how to help us process that. And some of the time, they didn't want to help us process that because they were blaming us for their pain, right? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So who else is watching? Just pop a comment in so I can see who you are. It'd be lovely to be able to speak to you. So Irene is asking, how do I detach from pain? Oh, there was more comments there a second ago. Now I don't see them. Where did they go? Oh, they're there. Back pain, especially when I hear bad news. So there was a time in your life when you were young, right, that you were hearing bad news. Is that right? You got some bad news when you were little. And you took that to heart. And oftentimes what we do is we take that bad news and we personalize it and we think it's our fault. Are you a person who's carrying a lot of guilt because of something that happened, or maybe you were just made to feel guilty, like all the family's problems were your own when you were little? Is that you? Yes. Yeah. And I'm only laughing because that is not because I'm not having compassion for you. I'm laughing because that is the way that it works. And Source doesn't feel depressed, like, ever. Like they feel happy, content, blissful, and so much love and gratitude for you and your life. So much love and gratitude for everything that you've been through. And they're so sorry that you had to go through that. But this lifetime had purpose. Can you feel that? The lifetime that you've been through had purpose. It's brought you to a moment, the moment of now, where you're waking up to your true power, where you're waking up to the love that is you. So, and all of that doesn't exist anymore. They want you to detach from, just don't even think about the past anymore. But you may need to do a bit of work around healing those traumas from the past so that you can let go. And the way you can do that, just checking in comments, the way you can do that is to speak to your inner child in the mirror. It's a wonderful, wonderful way of resolving past issues, right? So would you be of the mindset that the past is finished? That there's no point regretting anything, there's no point blaming anyone, because we're divinely co-creating every moment of our existence. That means that every person that was in your past was divinely co-creating with you. Whether we like that or not, it is truth. We're all one. These are your soul family. The people in your family who you had difficulties with, and the way that you've been difficult for your family, right? We all are. We all, screw up our kids in our own personal way. It's not because we don't love them. It's because we're perpetuating this cycle of unconscious living. We didn't know any better, right? We didn't know any better. So would we be able to agree that there's no point going backwards in time? There's no point resenting anything in the past, because the only time we can actually live our lives is present moment. Here and now, present moment. Yeah? So the back pain, what you want to do, there's two things. First, you want to go to the mirror and you want to talk to your inner child. You want to say, hi, sweetheart, and look into your left eye. Your left eye will take you straight to your inner child. And yes, it takes a little bit of courage because, for one, most people aren't used to looking in the mirror and smiling at themselves and talking to themselves. Well, do you want change or not? Because that's what it takes. It takes that level of commitment, that level of getting out of your comfort zone. You go to the mirror, look into your left eye and say, hey, sweetheart. And you start talking to her. What do you need to say? What do you need to express that you didn't get to say when we were little? And you can let her start talking to you. You can allow the pain to surface. So the only way to heal something is to feel something. You have to let yourself feel it to heal it. Would that be okay? Would you be willing, Irene, to deal with the emotional pain if it means unlocking that physical pain and being finished with it? Yeah? I'm feeling a yes. And anyone else who's watching, pop a comment in if you're watching, if you're watching later or now. The only way I fail, is that how you say your name? Fail from Luxembourg. Beautiful to see you. You're trying? Okay, so you're trying to what? To feel your feelings? To unlock those feelings from the past. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speak to all of our inner children because we are one. All of us are one. All of us have the same story to a certain extent. Okay? All of us have the same story. Can you feel that? Yeah? Would you agree? Fail, can you tell me how you say your name? Feel? Guillaume, I think that's how you say your last name. So, inner children, this will help you guys to feel your feelings. If I cry through this, so be it. Because it's the pain, I'm able to feel the pain of all of our inner children. And I don't mind going for that. I can feel it rising already. So I'm going to speak for our inner children. When we were little, we felt not heard. We felt not seen. I'm going to say I, okay? So pretend I'm you. Nobody saw me. Nobody heard me. It wasn't fair. I don't know why they hurt me. It wasn't fair. I was only little. I didn't know. I didn't know how to protect myself. They were supposed to protect me. Take a deep breath in. That allows some of the pain to come to the surface. Breathe it through. Because I think you're here for healing. Right? Am I right? You're here for healing. Allow the feelings to come up. Breathe it in. Beautiful. And our inner children, they needed someone to be there for us. They needed to be able to trust someone, right? Yeah? So I want you to go in there and just pretend like you're looking at your inner child, your little child, yourself when you were about 4. Maybe you're older, maybe you're younger. Yours will appear to you however she or he does. If you close your eyes and imagine your inner child there, she's hurt and crying, but you are entering there, you're entering the picture as her divine parent, okay? Or his divine parent. You come into that scene. Oh, and she sees you and he sees you. And they're so glad that you're there. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're mad at you. But you're just going to let her or him express themselves right now to you in the privacy of your own mind. See how they feel. See if they're willing to come over and be with you because you're there. You're saying, I'm so sorry, sweetheart, that you went through this. Say to them, no child should go through this. And I'll make sure this never happens to you again. And just notice if they're softening, if they want to come and give you a hug. And just let her or him express themselves. What more do they have to say? Was it something that their mom or dad did that they're upset over, that they just haven't been able to heal from? Something that happened at school? Just let them let it out. Blah, 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 blah. If they're angry, let them be angry. Yeah? And let them cry it out, scream it out, pound it out. And you're just there, total love for them. Breathing in love through your back now. And just exhale, letting it out. This is a wonderful technique for receiving love. So I feel that in your back is a resistance, like you don't feel loved, something like that. So you breathing in the love through your back and just allowing it to come out through your front. You're always receiving divine love. Breathing it in through your back. I have to sneeze. That might happen for you too. Breathing it in through your back, out through your front. It just happens automatically, doesn't it? Receiving love happens automatically if you allow it. Breathe in through your back, out through your front. I have a feeling this is guilt that you can let go of now, Irene. Oh, no problem. Bless you too. Breathe in through the back, out through the front. Yes, just feel as though the weight of the world is floating off of your shoulders and off of your back now that you know it wasn't your fault, okay? So tell your little one, it wasn't your fault. It never was your fault. Tell her that. And tell him that if you're a boy. Be on here with your inner child. This is such important work for all of us to do, because all of us have energies that are stuck at various stages of our childhood because we didn't know how to heal from it, and no one knew how to show us how, because no one actually knows how. Right? There's lots of healers in the world now that do. However, most of them weren't our parents. Okay, so breathe in through your back, out through the front. Just let that weight fall off. So I have a feeling every time that because you said it was whenever there was bad news, you were owning it and going, somewhere inside of you were going, well, that was my fault. I'm sure everything's my fault, right? There's a lot of people in the world who are taking that energy on. Would you all, if you're watching this later on, be willing to let go of that much responsibility for everything that ever went wrong? Because you're a strong empath, aren't you, Irene? And empaths always take on the responsibility of the pain of the world. But we forget to take responsibility for the good stuff, right? So of course you're weighed down. Of course your back hurts. You're like, oh my God, this load is so heavy. I can't do this anymore, right? Yeah, breathe in freedom. And let it go. Breathe in freedom. And let it go. And every time you let it go, you relax your body. Relax your body. Yes, you feel others' pain. And is it time for you guys to stop owning other people's pain? Right? You can feel it, but the thing that's happening with most empaths and healers and coaches who are on that merry-go-round or that roller coaster ride, what's happening with you guys and us and me until recently is that we're taking, whenever we feel negative feelings, we're going, well, why, what have I done? Why am I feeling so negative? And then you try and figure it out and you go, oh, am I just picking up bad energy? Well, you don't have to. right? So we're all picking up the broadcast. This is a really, really important piece for people to understand. Is there's a broadcast, if you feel all this pain and you're empathetic, there's a broadcast out there of pain going on big time. And if that is resonating with any part of you and you're owning it, oh my God, that's painful, right? Oh, ouch, that hurts. That hurts like crazy. So what we do there is we have to recognize that I don't have to feel other people's pain. You might think it's impossible not to, but it isn't. Trust me, because I was someone, I had high anxiety my whole life until my 40s. Because everywhere I went, I was picking up on the broadcast of pain and thinking it was my own. And then I was like, why am I such an idiot? Well, I must be such an idiot because I just can't be happy and I can't be loving and I'm awkward and I'm just weird because everywhere I go, I'm like, who the hell am I? Because I have all these like voices and feelings in my energy field. Like, yeah, no, you don't have to pick it up. You don't have to believe it. So what you do need to do is you go, now did I choose this feeling or this thought? Or is this coming up automatically? When it's coming up automatically, it is the broadcast of pain. It's the human consciousness broadcast, because we're like TV antennas. We're constantly broadcasting and we're constantly receiving. Yeah? Okay, I see that you've got how to stop. Yeah, I'm telling you how to stop now, yeah. Right? So we're constantly giving signals and constantly receiving signals. So how you're really good at receiving signals, but you actually get to choose which signals that you let into your energy field or not, with your conscious intentional choice. Okay, so you go, I'm picking up someone else's pain. Oh man, this hurts. And it kind of sends a lot of people into victim mode because you're owning it. But as soon as you notice you've got this pain, you can go, okay, this came up automatically, so it's not mine. I'm just tuned in. And then you make a conscious choice what you would like to focus on. Conscious choice. Okay, what do I know that I could focus on? Hi, whoever else is on here. Pop in. Hi, Amanda. So you make a conscious choice. You go, what do I choose? In the awareness of this pain that I'm feeling right now, what conscious choice am I choosing as the creator of my life? And then you make a choice and you go, okay, well, I choose to think about how, if you're having pain in your back, you could choose to think about the parts of you that are working really well. And you start to put your focus, the power of your focus cannot be underestimated. It cannot be over-exaggerated. It's extremely, extremely powerful. Your focus has the ability, if you start focusing on your heart, you bring your mind into your heart. You go, thank you, heart, for being so loving. You're made of love. You're flowing with infinite love, and you're already infinitely loved. This is the first truth of Source. Is that you are love, you are loved, and you are loving. How could it be any other way? You're made of life force energy. Life force energy is pure love, right? So if you have any other awareness that goes against that truth, then that's just the program. That's just the matrix talking. And you can go, matrix, I don't even believe in you. I get to choose what I focus on. And I choose love. I choose to see where I'm loving. I choose to feel good about myself for the things I do in this world. And you have to consciously choose that. Because you're hi Susan, because we're all such psychic and empathic people, we're picking up the broadcast all the time of the pain of the matrix. And you have to consciously, and I cannot say consciously enough times, because if you're someone who's picking up the pain and you're going, it's the pain, this pain, what am I doing wrong? How did I create this? I must have created this. And you are judging yourself for creating all this negativity when you haven't. You haven't created anything negative. You haven't created these feelings. That's the broadcast. You choose love. I choose to go for a walk in nature. I don't want to be a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm actually infinite possibilities. And you have to talk to yourself like that. You go to the mirror, you say, I love you, you have got this. We're made of love. You talk to your body. It'd be a really great one for you, Irene. Talk to your body. When you're lying in bed, and everyone do this, like we just did a breathing exercise where we're breathing in through the back. Do it now. And breathing out through the front. Receiving love is as easy as breathing. Breathe in through the back because your heart chakra, with your heart chakra, you're receiving love through the back and you're giving love through the front, right? So breathe it in through your back. Breathe it out through the front. When you're lying in bed, pretend that your mattress, that you're breathing the love up through your mattress. And it's just filling your bedroom. As you're going to sleep, you're just breathing in love through your back and out through your front. And you talk to your body. Your body is magical, divine vessel of love. And it will give you the answers. So if you're having anything going on in your body, you ask it. I'm just reading what you've just said, Irene. It's auto. Right, your brain is fine. It's the rest of you. Well, all of you is fine. All of you is fine. You just make a conscious choice next time that pain comes up. Breathe in love from the back, right? And release the guilt because that's what's holding it in there. Okay? Does anyone else have something they'd like me to help facilitate? You know, I'm always offering to bring people on for a live facilitation. It's a lot quicker and easier because I can speak to you. So next time you come along, not sure if next Sunday, if I'm having one, I think I'm having one next Sunday. If you have a question, pop it in now. Or take that link. I'll put it in one more time. And you can hop on for a 5-minute facilitation right now. We're talking self-love. We're getting source messages. We did an inner child healing. So if you came on late, you want to go in. Hi, Kim. You want to go back and watch this. We did an inner child healing, just a quick one. If anyone wants any personal one-on-one facilitation, I can take you through an hour-long session healing the inner child and stepping into the power of who you really are. So if you want to inquire about private sessions, do that. I also have some live events coming up. I have a free talk in Adelaide, free workshop actually on Thursday of this week coming. If you want to hear about that, let me know. I'm going to be having an online masterclass with the Sharing the Awakened Life Pathway. And I have a retreat at the end of November, which has 4 spots left on it. So a weekend retreat, they're awesome. I mean, let me just say that. They're awesome with women connecting with each other, helping heal each other, laughing the whole weekend, doing spiritual processes that bring in the oneness so that you understand the divinity of who you really are. Do you understand the divinity of who you really are? Say yes. Say yes. And then you'll begin understanding the divinity of who you really are. You are just absolutely a divine being. And this world, whatever this world is telling you, the world that you see with your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, the world that you're seeing is not your actual reality. You know that. You know how much deeper your purpose is, don't you? Don't you? Irene, you can send me a message on Facebook, or I can, if you don't mind me popping into your messenger, I'm happy to say hi in your messenger and go from there and tell you about my private sessions and all of that. Does anyone want to ask a question about their lives and see what Source has to say? Kim, Susan, Amanda. Anyone? I'll just, oh, absolutely, yes. Okay, I'll pop into your messenger, Irene. Okay, look into my eyes and we'll see if Source has a last message for us. And they always do. Take a deep breath in with me. Connecting up with the oneness, all of us together. They want you to know that the vibration of your play, your playfulness, is where they are. So if you're a person who's wanting to begin to hear your own inner voice stronger, they want you to do two things. They want you to sit quietly in meditation, and they want you to go and play, right? Play. So why don't you let me know? Oh, Amanda has a question. Let me know what you guys love to do for play. And like, I can't tell you how my life has changed since I gave myself permission to play. So I used to be someone who was very vocally repressed and very physically repressed. And now I can just go out there and sing and dance and speak and surrender. And I love who I am. So I used to be the opposite. And so repressed that I couldn't really do anything in my life. I couldn't, if I was out somewhere, I couldn't even like walk across a room because I was afraid people would laugh at me. Like that's how it was back then. But and I always like really envied people who could be playful. And now all I freaking do is play. And that's, I think, why I'm so connected, because I'm willing to play and be out there. Are you guys willing to play and be out there? Yeah? Just take one little step. Take one baby step. Yeah? What could you do? Feel into it. What could you do to be more playful? And Amanda says, I have big insecurities and scared of finding the one for fear I will ruin it. I'm smiling big because there's so many people who have the same thing. Like I was saying before, we all have the same stories, hey? So Amanda, Kim, I'll get straight back to you. The messages from me, I'm quite different to some of the other psychics and mediums. So, oh, hi, Paula. So if you would like a message, you need to ask a question for me. That's how Source speaks through me, is by answering questions. So right now I'm going to, if you want to put a question in, I'll see how much time I have left. And Amanda's question, I'm already feeling, and this might actually answer other people's questions as well. So having big insecurities and scared of finding the one for fear I will ruin it. So when you were little, Amanda, you got the message that you ruined everything just by being alive. That somehow you were the cause of the love being withdrawn from you. That something you did made that love go away. But guess what? It wasn't true. You didn't do anything to make that love go away, sweetheart. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. That love went away for several reasons. We don't have time to get into the deepest one, because that is about the spiritual co-creation that for your life purpose. But if you do want to come along and have a private session with me, I'm happy to expound on that one. The other reason is because our parents didn't know how to love us. They could only love us, or other people, if it wasn't your parents, they could only love us according to how much love they received. And how many of our parents do you think were unconditionally loved? They were not, generally speaking. Unconditionally loved by Source, yes. But how many of our parents, and really how many of us, were ever shown unconditional love? We weren't. We felt like it was all our fault. We weren't loved. We were born into this world. We were like, here I am, made of love. Everyone love me. It's time to love me. And, they did, up until you started saying no when you were 2. Right? Up until you started having free will. And then the love was withdrawn, right? It also, oh gosh, there's quite a few things coming through. It also goes back to, and all of us, this is relevant for all of us. This is the message. This is the message. Holy moly, this is the message. So anyone who wants the message, this is it. Just being born onto this planet, just being born into like out of the womb, is the experience of separation from source. We go splat. We're one with source, we're one with our mom, and then splat, we're separate from everything. And part of us, even as little babies, goes, what did I do wrong? Why am I separate? Because we're actually one. But when we're born into this place, we're separate. We feel separate because we have our senses. That is why and then we take on the responsibility for that separation. That's why we're afraid of getting into relationships and finding the one. And we're afraid we're going to ruin it. Because we've been taking on responsibility for all the separation in our lives, for all the lack of love in our lives. We've been taking it on personally. Yeah? I must have done something wrong because I'm not loved. Does that resonate? You did nothing wrong. You are totally, totally lovable. You are more lovable than you can even imagine. And there is more love coursing through your veins than you can imagine. You're made of infinite love. I feel like I'm getting really close to the screen and I'm like about to kiss you. I would kiss you if I could. That's how lovable you are. You're so loved. And Source wants you to look into my eyes and feel how safe it is. Now that you know, you can trust yourself. It's safe to find the one. Because you're the one. You're the one. And when you know that you're the one, and when you're giving yourself the love that you're wanting to share with another human being, when you're giving it to yourself, you're completely whole. You're whole already. And that is the perfect place to attract a partner from. Your wholeness. The truth of knowing the love that you already are yourself. So if you're not going to the mirror and saying, I love you, start there. You're only afraid of finding the one because you're still stuck in an old paradigm of taking responsibility for failures or for love being taken away, okay? That's why we're afraid. Because we were born. I love it. Thank you. We're afraid of relationships because we were born. Okay, oh my gosh, they're so funny. Anyone else have a question before I sign off? Kim says, am I doing the right thing to help my daughter? I'm glad I make so much sense, Irene. And I'm glad that resonates, Amanda. And I'm glad that resonates, Susan. Am I doing the right thing to help my daughter? That's really not enough information for me. Because what I do is I tap into the energetics of you once I feel into what's actually going wrong for you, quote unquote wrong, what you think is going wrong for you or potentially is going wrong for you. So if you tell me the feeling you're feeling, Kim, tell me the feeling that you're feeling around whether you're doing the right thing to help your daughter. Okay, so I can, even with you not saying anything, I can feel that you're worried. Okay, here's a message because I don't see anything else coming up and we're running out of time. Here's a message around, am I doing the right thing for my daughter? And this will apply to anyone with children. The message is that our children come through us. They come through us. They're not ours. We can only do what we're divinely guided to do with them, and they have their own purpose. They have their own purpose. They have to go through their own pain. Yeah? Believe me, I've learned this all 3 times with my children. There comes a point where you have to let go and allow them to have their life experience. Allow them to have their pain that expands them, because that's what pain does for us. That's what painful life experience does for us. It expands us exponentially. And then we come back into alignment with who we really are, and we expand to that new place. Yeah? Our children. Hi, Allison. You need to go back and watch because I'm about to finish. I start at 9:30 on Sunday mornings, and we go for 45 minutes or so. So just checking the messages. Did that help? Did that help about your daughter? I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was who asked that question. Did that help? And you are absolutely, if you are coming from a place of love with your children, you're absolutely doing the right thing by them. But you do want to ask yourself, am I doing this so that I can feel like a good mom? Or am I doing this because it's the best thing for her? Yeah, there could be attachment there to what we think being a good mom is, because sometimes it means doing the opposite of what a good mom would do. And I don't mean hit your kids. I would never, promote that. What I mean is allowing them space, allowing them to be who they are. Sometimes, even if you know that's going to get rejected. Okay, lovelies. Just seeing if there's anything left here. Love you so much. Do connect with me if you want to friend request me. Come back next Sunday. I'm going to be on a retreat, but I will try and run the show at 9:30 anyway. If not, I will reschedule. Thanks so much for being here, and know that you are so loved. Just listen to this music. This is heart chakra music. Remember to go to the mirror, tell yourself that you are loved. Go back and watch this if you missed the healing with the inner child. Go and watch it again. There's so much love here for you. Remember to breathe it in through your back. Breathe it out through the front. Receive that love. Receive, receive, receive. Have a blessed Sunday.